All right, so hey, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. We are live and direct. I got myself, Stephen, Rachel, and I have Mr. Ro Fisher. Ro, how you doing, sir?
Doing great. How are you, sir?
Doing good, man. So we got some real good information we're gonna be sharing with everybody today. What I'm going to talk about, what we're both going to be talking about is one, two topics. Well, one of them is going to be Facebook, setting up a Facebook ad. A lot of people want to know how to do a Facebook ad, so I want to really walk you through the process of how to do an ad correctly. And there's a lot of different procedures, a lot of other ways, but I'm just going to show you the basic way on how to set up a Facebook ad. We're going to go over that, and then Ro and myself are going to talk to you also about the importance of having the right tools like an autoresponder, so on and so forth, and kind of give you some insight on some tools that we're using, such as Pure Leverage, to really show you how you can really, take your business to the next level by using the correct tools, but using them the right way. A lot of people don't use them the right way. It doesn't give them the results. So we're going to show you how to do that and really the importance of having those tools. So let's go ahead and get started. Ro, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to share my screen here. So give me a moment. And I'm going to show you guys my Facebook page. Okay. So you should see that, my Facebook page now, right? And
Yep.
so what we're going to do is, of course, I've got a lot of things, and we've done some different calls before where we kind of went over how to brand yourself on Facebook. But again, the purpose of this particular webinar today is to really show you how to create a Facebook ad. A lot of people really want to know how to do that. And a lot of people have tried, and for some reason their ads get denied. And I know that's one big thing that I hear from a lot of people. They say, hey, I'm trying to create a Facebook ad, but every time I send it to get it approved, Facebook disapproves it. So we're going to go over a lot of that information to kind of give you some more insight on what to say it, how to place it, and so therefore it can't get approved. So let's go ahead and get started. So what you want to do to create a Facebook ad, there are several ways that you can do that. If I go to my home page, here, if you notice right here on the side here, I have pages. I have a lot of different Facebook pages here as well. You have groups. So I'm going to show you how to do a lot of different things when it comes to your pages as well. But first, let's just go ahead and do the ad. If you come up here to the little wrench right up here on your Facebook fan page, on your Facebook page, anywhere on your Facebook page, you'll see a drop down of a lot of different options here. And really, what you want to do is find out where it says create ad. So when you hit create ad, it's going to take you to another page. Okay. So just to kind of recap again, just go up to the little wrench right here in the top right hand corner of your Facebook page. You click on that, it's going to bring up all these different options. We're trying to create an ad. And here also there's a section that we're going to talk a little bit later about how to manage your ads. Okay. So first, let's talk about how to create an ad to your opportunity website, whatever website that you're promoting. I'm going to show you how to do that. So of course, you can actually create ads for your different fan pages that you've actually created. So as you can see, this is a list of a lot of different pages that I've already created. So Facebook is saying, hey, here's some ones that you've already created. Do you want to promote your Facebook fan page? So I don't want to do that. I can if I want to, and I have done that before. But what I want to do is actually promote a URL or a website address. So as you can see up here, it says enter your URL or a destination name or ID. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to promote. So if I go to Pure Leverage, this is an example, okay? And if it's going to actually do a little search, so it's going to try to search for it here. And as you can see, once it searched for the web address, so I put Pure Leverage Pays Me, which is actually one of my domain names that I own for my Pure Leverage business. So as you can see, it finally pulled up the information, but everything looks pretty blank. And so what we want to do is focus on this section first. Okay, we're going to focus on this section right here first. So what do I want to say? So in your ad, of course, you definitely want to make sure that what you're saying is compelling. Because remember, there's a lot of people on Facebook, right? And a lot of people are promoting on Facebook. With that, so you got to be able to kind of get through the crowd of other people. So I'm going to show you a few things that I do that helps me get a lot more response. But Facebook really does a really good job in making sure that your ad is being seen. Now, again, this is a paid marketing strategy, okay? But it could be very inexpensive. I mean, like $1 a day, you know, or you can go up to $100 a day. It just all depends on your budget. So, you know, a lot of times when I say paid marketing, people are like, oh, no, I don't have the money. But, hey, you can do $1 a day. You know, seriously, I mean, really. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, let me show you. So we're going to do pure leverage. So I'm going to say something like, got the tools. And as you can see over here, it's going to let you know how many characters you can actually put. So you kind of want to be creative. You kind of want to be, you know, where people will, well, when people see your ad, it'll strike curiosity. So, so I'll just say I've got the tools, okay? And Pure Leverage is basically a website that provides a lot of different tools. You know, so I'm just kind of giving you an idea. A lot of you might be in different businesses, promoting different services. Just kind of in your headline, just try to make it original. Don't put a headline like this. Make in a week. Your ad's going to get disapproved every single time. Okay, you don't want to put that because Facebook is not going to approve it. Okay, so you want to make sure that it's something interesting. So you're promoting a business, an opportunity, or whatever. You just want to kind of be a little bit more creative in your headline. So again, I've got the tool to okay. All right. I think that's what I said the first time, but I could be wrong. But it's something along. I think you got the picture. So and that's just the headline, but also everything is going to count. And if you notice over here, Facebook gives you a little preview about what your headline or what your ad is going to look like even before you post it. So far I've got the tools, and so now I've got my description. So what I'm going to say is, and here's something that you really want to think about. You don't want to do this. You can make $500 by. You don't want to say things like that. Okay? You don't want to say, learn how you can make, or you know, you can do this, you can do that. You don't want to do that. This is very key, guys, because Facebook will disapprove your ad. And if you submit so many ads that get disapproved, they like ban you from creating, you know, a certain number or you know, any kind of ads in the future for a certain period of time. So you really want to be specific in what you're saying. So what do you want? So what's the key to getting your ads approved? You have to tell a story. Okay, so for example, this is what I'm going to say. See how generates 5 to 10 leads. Unique web tool. Along those lines. The key of writing your description and writing it correctly, you have to tell a story. You can't say something like, see how you can get 5 to 10 leads a day. Well, that's really not a true statement, because you really don't know what that person might do. They might not get any leads. They might get 1,000 leads, but you really don't know. So all you can really talk about is someone or yourself, if that makes sense. Because you can say, see how Mike generates 5 to 10 leads a day, or see how, anybody, in terms of a specific person is doing something. Okay, you have to be telling a story about something that can be true. Okay, so if that makes sense. So I hope everybody got said, hey, Ro, any insight? I know we had this conversation about a week or so ago. What's the insight that you can give on that as well?
Absolutely. I remember talking to you, Steve, because I was getting a little frustrated because I had submitted maybe 2 or 3 ads, and they all kept getting disapproved by Facebook, and they were kicking it out. And the first question you asked me, well, what are you saying in your ad? And that was exactly what I was doing, just what you explained not to do. I was giving people, for an example, I would say, see how in Pure Leverage we're earning extra income, or see how you can get $700, earn an extra $700 next month. Well, those are things, I mean, that may be a possibility. Like that's something that I've done, but if I put it in a way where it can be true, like see how Mike Fisher earned $700 last month in Pure Leverage. That could be a true statement. But if I put it on you and I don't even know you, I don't know what your skill level is, your talents and your abilities, that can't be proven. So when you put it like that, Steve, and you made that point, that really helped. And there's been no problem since then.
Cool. Perfect. So I definitely I'm glad you spoke on that, Ro, because I know after that conversation, I know you've had some success with that, and I was the same way. I used to do the same thing, and I've had some ads that weren't approved back in the day. But typically now, guys, I don't get any ads that are disapproved, because I know the language that Facebook is looking for when they're approving these ads. Okay, because the one thing about when you're doing a Facebook ad, guys, when you create it, it's not going to be active immediately. Their team of whoever, will actually look at that information, and then they'll give their stamp of approval on it and then put it out there for you. Okay, so you got to create it first, then it goes through an approval process, which usually can take within about, usually within 24 hours. It usually doesn't take that long, but I always tell people give it at least 24 hours, depending on what time of the day you do it. Really will determine how fast it gets approved. Normally, if I do one like real late at night, it pretty much like gets approved like an hour or so later. I guess because you don't have that many people, writing ads at 2 o'clock in the morning. So they got their team already there, so they're just getting a few here and there. But during the daytime, if you do one like at 9 a.m. in the morning, you might not get that ad approved until later on that evening. Something like that. So, or even sometime that afternoon. So just a little insight there. So I think you got the picture. So we got the headline, we got what we're going to say. Here's something very important. We got the image here. You want to make sure you grab a real good image. There's a lot of different ways that you can use an image. Kind of give an example. If I hit upload image, let me see if I can grab a good image. Let's see here. What do I have here? I think I got some of my pictures. Hold on 1 second. And you want to make sure that your image is something interesting. A lot of times, what I like to do, I like to put an image of myself most of the time. A lot of times, a lot of people put images of different inanimate objects and stuff like that, and those can work as well. But I found I have a lot of good results when I'm putting images of myself. If you notice here's one that I'm going to use. Let me show you this little trick here. And you've probably seen this before, but never really realized what it was. If you notice, there's a red border around this picture. So really, what that means, guys, is that I'm trying to attract attention to the ad itself. So far, this is what the ad is going to look like. Okay, it's going to look something like this right here. It actually is going to look just like this. And there are different, of course, you can go into if you have PowerPoint, if you have Photoshop or whatever, you can take an image and you just put a border around that. We'll probably do some training on that later on how to kind of edit some of your pictures. When it comes to putting text and things of that nature in some of your pictures. So we'll do another call because that'll take a little bit longer. But as you can see, but even if you don't do that, as long as you have a very decent image, it'll work. Okay, and again, it could be an inanimate object or but make sure it kind of relates to what your ad is about. Because some people just put text, some people put places, some people put all kinds of things, and that's fine. I think it all works as long as it attracts attention and as long as it is related to whatever your ad is about. Okay, so because again, kind of give you an example. I remember a couple of years ago, Rob was trying to just kind of playing around with this stuff. Mm-hmm. I was like, I wonder what would happen if I do an ad and I put like the president right here. And I sent it out. It got disapproved because the picture of Obama had nothing to do with the ad. Okay, and I think I was trying to. I think the description of the ad was something along of don't count on the government to really help you with financial freedom, and not to bash anybody or anything like that. I was just trying to see what would happen if I kind of did it a certain kind of way, because that's my boy. I'm just trying to I'm just trying to see what would happen, and so because I remember somebody was saying that. So of course, when they're looking at your ad, they're going to look at the image. They're going to read your ad. Okay, they're going to click on where it's going. Right, they're going to make sure it's not inappropriate. Okay, so that's one thing that Facebook is very good about. They're going to make sure that whatever they're approving or whatever they put out there on their system is not inappropriate. Now, I know you've probably seen, well, Steve, I've seen an ad where it had somebody in something really, really crazy. Well, sometimes things fall through the cracks,
they slip by.
They slip by, and they get in there, and because I see them from time to time, I see them myself. But for the most part, if they get a lot of complaints, that ad will definitely come down. So just be very careful when you're creating your ad. Just make sure your title's good, you got a decent image, got your good saying there. Make sure you're telling a story of either yourself or someone. Very important. Okay. Make sure that statement can be true. Okay. Make sure that statement can be true. All right. So we got that so far. If you click on this little button right here, related page, basically what that does, it's going to basically show social activity about Pure Leverage next to my ad. Basically, if people click or like this ad, it actually shows the name of that person. So let's say, for example, Ro, that you on your Facebook and you saw this ad on the right-hand corner of your Facebook page and you liked it. Well, what's going to happen is it's going to show that Ro Fisher likes this ad. So it's going to show some social interaction between this particular ad, which a lot of times really helps. So if a lot of people are liking it, you might be like, well, let me go ahead and click on this ad, see what they're talking about, because maybe you even left a comment on that ad. So it kind of shows that. So you can always check that. It doesn't cost anything extra. So it's actually pretty cool. Now, here's something to remember too. So we got that part done so far. So I hope you guys got that. Now, next, you want to create your audience. Now, we're going to be doing a lot of training on this because there's all kinds of ways to promote to your audience. So I'm just going to keep it basic for this particular video. You can kind of play along with it later on down the line. So, for example, your location. Let's say if you want to be in the United States, or let's say you don't want, anything there. Of course, if you put that, you need to have some kind of target country. So we'll put that. Actually, I've never done that before, so now I know. So we put United States. So right now, if I sent this ad for approval, right now it will go to 158 million people. Okay, but that doesn't mean anything, guys, because look at that. Because some of these people are like 13 years old, so they can't do anything in business. So I'm going to change that. So I'm going to put it. I might put it to like, let's say about 25. Why not 18? I said, well, When you're 25 and up, you typically a lot of cases have started a family. Some cases have started generating bills and mortgages and things of that nature, and you're looking for ways to earn more income. Okay, at 18, you're just partying, right? You're just having a good old time. Right? That's your main thing at that point. You're not thinking about the future at all, typically, other than if you're just in school, But so 25 and up is typically, the range that I go to, and I might even max it out at about you know, maybe 55, sometimes 60. It just all depends. Okay, not that you're trying to discriminate certain ages, but you definitely want to make sure that if you're in an internet marketing type of business, you kind of want to make sure that the market that you're targeting knows how to go to YouTube, knows how to open an email, knows how to do some of the basic fundamental things or activities online. So you can always go, but you can kind of play around with it. Marketing, guys, it's not an exact science. It's tons of just testing and just seeing what works and what doesn't work. Okay, so for example, look what happened. It even changed it from 150 something million to 132, and I can even say, well, let's say I only want to do men. Now it changed it to 58 million. So now I'm actually, narrowing down, to what I want to do. Now you can do men, women if you want to, and that's fine. So it's 132 million, so we'll keep it at that. You want to, have a certain interest. This is really key here. It says precise interest. Now, out of these 132 million people, I'm pretty sure there's some people in that amount that probably would want to take advantage of my ad. But I'm pretty sure most of them don't. Okay? So I want to try to weed through some of those people that probably don't even, are even probably even looking for anything like this. So what I can do is I can come to precise interest and type in a few things. Let's say net marketing. Okay, and if you look here, it's going to give me some different options here. So if I want to click on just network marketing, watch that number. It changed to 16,000. Just like that, okay? Now, here's the thing, though. That's 16,000 people that have expressed some sort of interest in network marketing. So how valuable is that to you, okay? For people looking for home businesses and things of that nature. That leads me to another one. I'm going to type in okay, and I'm going to click on that, precise interest. It jumped it up to 19,000, just like that. Now, that's pretty cool, guys. Check it out. So I have access to 19,000 people that have expressed to Facebook that they have a big interest in network marketing and home-based businesses. Okay, so I think that's a pretty good market of people that I might want to market my ad to. When you agree, so that's how you want to do it. All right, so you can kind of play around with that with different names. You don't want to put too many. Maybe one or two, because let's say you're getting a lot of response from that ad. Well, you really don't know which one is coming from. Okay, so I used to put like 15 here to get it up, but if I'm getting a lot of response, I really don't know which audience that's really coming from, the people that are clicking on the ad. So I try not to do maybe one, maybe two at the most. Okay, because you can create other ads. You can do an ad of the same kind and market it just to women, then do another ad, market it just to women. You can kind of see and test which one, gives you the best results. Then you know which way to focus your efforts on, because you did one for men and you got, one sign up. But then you did one specifically just for women and you got 15 sign-ups. So to kind of let you know, that ad right there, the women in this category seem to really love this particular ad. So I'm going to continue to run that ad to that particular group. Okay, and again, guys, it's all through trial and error. You got to play around with it. Okay, all right. So so far, so what do we have? We've got our ad, right? We got our country, and this is one thing I love about this section too, guys, because I can narrow it down to, let's say you want to do more in your city. Well, I can hit my city, right? And matter of fact, I can break it down to even my zip code, 89128. There's 20 people in
Wow.
my zip code right now that have an interest in network marketing and home-based business on Facebook that I can actually reach out to in this particular ad. Okay, that kind of gives you an idea of how powerful Facebook is in terms of finding the right types of people. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to country.
You know
All
that
right.
that targeting right there, Steve, that is so critical right there. Better than shotgunning. Like if you were to get an ad elsewhere, a paid ad, a lot of methods and vehicles for advertising online. They'll do banner networks and things, but that goes out to everyone. There's no targeting whatsoever. So you could be your ad could show to a stockbroker, but if your stockbroker is not interested in home-based business, it makes no difference at all. And basically,
All
you
right.
just wasted that time and wasted that money. But this targeting is so critical. I mean, it's it's amazing how specific you can get for the type of viewer that you want.
Yep.
I love it.
I mean, it makes our job a lot easier when you're trying to market more effectively. Okay, and like you said, a lot of times it really it's almost like the sniper. I mean, you're getting right down to the type of person that you want to see this ad. So whether it be in a certain state or a city or even down to your zip code, which is crazy, right? So I mean, it's powerful, guys. It's powerful. So far we've got that. You can even do a broad categories where if you want to pick, just a broad category, people that like movies and film or whatever your ad is about. Maybe you sell DVDs or whatever, and you want to, of course, that would be a very good, category that you can click on, and you can add that, and it'll actually send information, to that particular group. So you can kind of play around with this, guys. It's some real good information. It can really show you how powerful it is. So down to the other section, you've got connections, anyone, make sure that anyone can see your ad. Sometimes you can do, these are more advanced type of functions, but you definitely want to make sure this is all defaulted, so you definitely want to make sure that that's always clicked. And you can, of course, new campaign name, you can call it whatever. So if you want to call it, whatever ad, I can say new ad, and then of course right here, this is where we get to the money part. Okay, well, how much are you willing to spend for this particular ad? Okay, well, really up to you. If you look here on the side, you got per day or a lifetime budget. So let's say, well, Steve, all I got is $100. Well, you can put a lifetime budget and put $100 there, and it'll never go over that amount. Okay, or you can do typically what I like to do. I like to do it per day. Okay, normally it's not on. I usually don't do 10. Sometimes I do 10. I might run a $10 ad maybe per day for maybe like 3 or 4 days just to see what it gets me, and usually get some good results from it. But a lot of times, most of the time, what I know, because I run so many of them every now and then, is I'll put $5, right? But guess what? What if you don't have $5 a day? Guess what? You can put. It's up to you. Okay, so if you can't afford $1 a day, I don't know if you should be in business. I mean, I'm just gonna be flat out honest with you. I mean, it's going to take money to make a lot of money. I'm just gonna just keep it real, guys. I mean, I know we've had this conversation. I don't know how many times people come in a business and they think, well, all I have is the money for the business. Whatever the company is, you come in, you pay your whatever, $40, $100 or whatever to get in, and then it's what, $20 a month or $5 or whatever amount, and that's all they got. I don't want to spend no more other than that. Well, I mean, all I can say, I mean, if you're wanting major results, it's gonna take some money. It's gonna take some additional income to be or funds to be able to help drive your business, because you're going to pay either more in time or more in money. And let me kind of elaborate on that. Well, I know you can speak to this too. It's like if you don't have a lot of money to do extra marketing and to put toward your marketing efforts, what you're going to find yourself doing is spending a lot more time trying to do things manually. Okay, and it's gonna cost you a lot of time. You're going to spend a lot of time. I mean, a lot of time to really get to the level that you want. Paid marketing is good, and I love it too because I do free marketing and pay. I do them both. Paid marketing is going to save you time because now you're paying somebody else to spend that time to push your product or service. Okay, so you're basically buying back time. So you have to look at which one I can do now, or but even if you can't do it now, make sure that you plan on doing additional paid marketing strategies because it'll definitely help you in the long run. Well, I know you got some things you can say to that as well.
Absolutely. It's like before there was extra money to spend on marketing, I would have to spend time on things like free online advertising networks, like trying to get an ad up on Craigslist, or in the olden days I would even try to make a real simple capture page and drive traffic to that from traffic exchanges. Now you can get some viewers from traffic exchanges, probably not the best type of viewers, but you have to earn credits by viewing other people's websites. So yeah, that costs you a lot of time. I mean, you can spend a couple of hours a day earning a couple of hundred credits so that you can get a couple of hundred viewers back to your site. Right. But number one, that's not the targeted traffic source, and number two, you're spending your precious time earning those credits. So having you may have to do those things at the very beginning, and there's nothing wrong with that. But to be more efficient and get the more bang for your buck and the more bang for your time, it's better to use targeted ad sources like what we're showing you right here. This is one of the best ones, hands down, ladies and gentlemen, what you're seeing right here.
Yep, I mean, I agree. I know when I first came across this, bro, I think it was about a couple years ago, I was like, you got to be kidding me. Facebook allows you to do this? What? And I can put in my own budget. I got $1. I got $5. I can do a $5 a day ad. For a week. What's that? $35. I can do that. Or even if it's just for a couple days. Because you can always stop it. That's the cool thing. You can always stop it. So let's just say right now we did $1. You know what? No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it the right way. I'm gonna the right expectation for you guys. If you really want to if you do an ad, at least 5 will definitely help. You can do $5 a day and do it for a day or so. If you're like, well, I don't know if I have 35 or whatever, but do it for a couple days, 2-3 days, and then stop it. You can always stop it. It's just saying Facebook will continuously run this ad and only charge your account about $5 a day. So let's look at it real quick. So $5 per day. Run my campaign continuously starting today. You can even put automatically, if you want to stop that ad at a certain time, you can put it here. I mean, you can do that. Normally, I just do it manually. That's just me personally. It's always easy for me to just stop it whenever I'm ready to stop it. Track conversions on my website. This just gives you more information in terms of, I haven't really looked at a lot of this information because they're always adding new stuff. Since there's conversion tracking, keep track of important actions people take on your website after they view or click on your ad. Conversion tracking pixels are set up in your ads manager. So this is a really good deal because understanding what people are doing on your ad is really going to help you be more effective in your marketing. You need to understand what people are doing. So this is really good here. Now, let's come down here. This is something that you want to check. Manually bid for clicks. Now, if you look here, there are several different options. I don't know how it might be defaulted on your Facebook page, but make sure you put manually bid for clicks. It'll automatically give you an amount per click. Meaning, so what does that mean? It means anytime somebody clicks on this ad, Facebook right now is going to charge me roughly about 25 cents per click. Now, The higher your bid means the more people that will click on your ad because you're bidding for more space, I guess you can say. Okay, we're all familiar with auctions and people bidding on things. Of course, who the highest bidder what always wins, right? Well, it's the same here. You know, and it kind of gives me a suggested bid anywhere between 14 cents and 62 cents. I typically don't really go all the way to the max, whatever that might be at the time. And this always changes based on the criteria of your ad. Some ads are even cheaper if it's an ad that leads right back to a Facebook fan page. So if you didn't know that, you know, because on the ad that I just created, if someone clicks on it, it's taking them off of Facebook. It's going to a website. So if you create an ad like to a fan page, which we'll do another video on a little bit later, like goes to an actual fan page or something within Facebook, typically the cost of those ads are even cheaper because, of course, what Facebook wants you to do, what stay on Facebook. So you know, so that's an incentive, you know, to stay inside of Facebook when you're doing some marketing and things of that nature as well, because your cost of those clicks a lot of times can be a little bit cheaper. Okay, but even with this, that's not bad. So I might keep it at 25. I might go as high as 30, you know, and just let it run. And typically, I'll get, you know, $5 worth of clicks per day, you know, if I kind of stay in that range. The interesting thing too is if you bid too low and you're not getting any clicks on your ad, Facebook will send you an email saying, hey, you need to change your bid because everybody's outbidding you. You did 14 cents and you're the only person that did 14 cents, so nobody's even seeing your ad. So you might want to boost up your amount a little bit more and change that result that you're getting. And that's the thing I like about Facebook, because even if you set it up, if you're not getting any clicks, they're going to send you an email say, hey, you're not getting any clicks. So we're not making any money, you're not making any money. So you need to change that, right? So and so if everything looks fine to you, all you got to do is hit place order, okay? And I'm not going to place order because I don't want this ad to actually. Well, I'm going to tell you what. Let's do this. And it's not going to get. I'm going to just cancel it out anyway. So if I hit place order, and it's going to come to this page here. All right. So as you can see, there are no stats on this ad. And if you notice here, guys, see that pending review. See that? So it's not even going to get. It's not even active right now because they got to check it out first. So, and right here you'll be able to see, you know, all your different stats, and it's kind of hard to tell right now. But let's kind of look at some of the ones that I got right now. I'm gonna just leave this open until we finish the call. If I go to my campaigns and ads, I got like a lot of them I'm running, as you can see. So if you notice, I got a few here that are still active. Let me look at this one. This is one I've done for MindCA Pro, as you can see. Let's take a look at this one. This is an ad that I want. This is what it looks like. Looks like that. Kind of give you an idea of what it looks like. All right. This is the ad that's promoted the MindCA Pro page. And then basically what you're seeing here, you're seeing the number of clicks, you're seeing the number of page likes. This is interesting because so far on this ad, 52 people have liked this particular ad. Right, which is good. Let's see. I have 220 clicks on this ad, guys. 220 clicks. The more ads you get in a specific amount of time, the lower your click-through rate will be. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but you know, the main thing is that the more people that click on it, the less you can actually spend on that as well. So this gives you a lot of information on how well your ad is actually doing, okay? And you can kind of check everything out. You know, I'm not going to go into a lot of details with this, but because when you kind of play with it, you'll kind of know what these numbers really represent. So what do I look for when I really go here? One, I look at how many people are liking it. I look at how many people are clicking on my particular ad, right? Your click-through rate, basically the number of unique clicks you receive divided by the number of times your ad was shown. Now, so far, check out, this ad has been shown to over 4,000 people. Okay, 222 people clicked on it, right? Not bad. And total spent on this ad so far about 30 bucks, so $27.99. So Facebook will break it down. They will break the science down on your particular ad. So you won't be like, well, I don't know what's going on. Oh, yes, you will if you come here. You'll be able to see exactly what's going on. They even give you a graph to let you know if it's going up, if it's going down, based off of whatever time frame. Then you'll get peaks and valleys. That's just part of, marketing. And then it even gives you some more information: 52-page likes, 10-page photo views, 6 link clicks, so on and so forth. So it gives you a lot of good information that you can kind of check on. And again, really the first thing, I'm not going to go into, I don't want to overwhelm anybody, but you'll be able to check out all this information a little bit later. And let me click back on the one that we just created. Now, of course, it's still in pending. And again, remember, it can take about, up to about 24 hours for it to actually get approved. Okay, it just all depends on what time you actually do it. Okay, so right now this ad is actually in process of getting approved. If I ever, want to come back here, I should be able to go back and click on edit, and it should take me back to it. And if I wanted to change my age range, or if I wanted to change how much I want to spend or whatever, I can come back and do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is real quick, I'm going to delete this because I really don't want to use this particular ad. I might come back to it later. It's active. I'll come back to it later because I can't remember how to delete it. But I'll come back to it later. All right, so what you want to do now is, I hope I didn't go through too much for you guys. I know there was a lot of text up there, but let me unshare my screen real quick. Okay. All right. So, Ro, how you think that was?
That's straightforward. All you have to do is refer back to this video, and if you just follow along with the screen, that's what I love about this Hangout, because it's going to record this and make the session available. So if you have 2 monitors, you can play this video on one monitor and have your Facebook account up on the other, and just follow exactly what Steve just laid out for you, step by step. And as long as you follow the guidelines, hey, you'll have an ad up in no time, and you'll get targeted traffic right to your squeeze page or right to your fan page, whichever one you choose to do. I mean, yep. And this is that's why I love video, guys, because all you got to do is watch and follow. It's as simple as it gets.
Yeah, we try to make it simple, guys. A lot of it is still a learning process. I learned a lot of that just from playing around with it. I remember watching a training video one time, and a person was walking us through it, and she even said, really, the best way you're going to learn it, you just got to get in there and just kind of play around with it. At least what the video did for me is kind of gave me a little introduction on what to expect and what to look for when I was kind of playing around with everything. And again, there's a ton of videos on YouTube that shows you how to create ads and all that good stuff as well. Everything's on YouTube, guys, everything.
Yeah.
Everything. So you'll be able to get a lot of that information from there. So what we want to talk about now before we end the call is the importance of having the right tools. Here's some things sometimes I see. I know, Ro, you see it as well. We're part of a program called Pure Leverage. And let me kind of explain why I got into Pure Leverage. One, before Pure Leverage even wrote, we had all these different tools that we were paying for different companies, like webinar hosting tools, autoresponders, lead capture page companies, all these different things. And we were paying separately. A lot of them ranged anywhere between $10 to $20 or even more per month for each individual service. What Pure Leverage allows you to do is they take all those different services and put them into one package, and only charge you $24.95 a month for it. So with me, it was a no-brainer. I'm like, man, I'll save $100 a month just by having Pure Leverage, because of all these different tools I'm already spending money on. I could just do it in one tool, one setting, and have it all set. Now, what I'm seeing, and I'll let Rose speak to it as well, what I'm seeing is I see a lot of people taking advantage of Pure Leverage, and taking advantage of the resources and the tools and utilizing a lot of that information. And then I have a small percentage of people that get it but don't keep it because they don't understand the value of what they actually have. Meaning they don't understand that if you want to be an internet marketer, if you want to be successful, and I think if you're watching this video, you've watched this whole session so far up to this point, I'm pretty sure that you want major success. I don't think you just want a couple $100 a month, $100 a month. I think you probably want thousands of dollars a month. Well, to do that, guys, you're going to have certain tools. Top marketers in the country and around the world utilize certain resources. So to get what they're getting, you're going to have to do what they're doing because it's proven that it works. You're going to need an autoresponder. You know, an autoresponder is really going to help you capture and let you build your list. And I know you've had GVO/Pure Leverage for years now. I mean, what do you think the main or some of the main points or reasons why a person would need an autoresponder, you know, for their business?
First of all, it's your automated mode of communication, and once you set up those messages in the back office, like for Pure Leverage, there's a series that's already written for you. So once you set up your Pure Leverage capture page, those messages are loaded and ready to go, and all you have to do is really put that capture page out there if you want to promote that program. However, let's say you want to promote another program, you want to promote MCA or you want to promote Empower Network. You can do that with that autoresponder as long as you have, you know, like we were saying when we were making that ad a minute ago, messages that capture that person's interest right there. And you can set it up for, you know, one message to go out every 2 days, every 3 days, however long you want to stay in contact with that person. Whatever length of time you want to go by before they hear from you again, that's what you want to set up. And then you want to give value in your messages. You want to tell them, hey, you know what, if you were always wanting to get some traffic and so that you can generate some leads and ultimately make money, you got to watch this new video that Stephen Rowe just did on Facebook ads. And all you got to do is click that link below in this message and you're going to go right to that video. See, when you give value, when you share value like that with people, it makes a huge difference. People will know, like, and trust you, and that means when it comes time for you to actually promote something so that you can generate some income from your audience, they'll be more willing to pay attention because you've provided value, you've given tools, you've given methodologies that work online. And that autoresponder and those series of messages, like if you can just write a couple of paragraphs, you know, maybe one paragraph per message, giving a series of good points or good tips to your audience. Not crap, because people see right through crap. Okay? Yep. If you give value, that really makes a difference. You will get that know, like, and trust that you're looking for, folks. And the autoresponder has been used for years by some of the top marketers in the game. So there's your clue. There's your clue. All you got to do is follow what the big guys do, folks, and you'll get what the big guys get.
Yeah. You know, I never really, I might have said this on a call, but I don't think that I have. Well, when we first started doing attraction marketing, and this is, I guess, a year ago this month, matter of fact, and we were generating, you know, through the videos and all the things that we were doing with the systems that we were creating, you know, I was still new. I was still learning and everything, just like everybody else. I was doing everything manually. So what I mean is I had a system going on, and it was generating all these leads that were coming into my email inbox. I didn't have an autoresponder, and I was like, cool, I'm getting all these leads. So what did I have to do? I would spend hours and hours and hours per week manually trying to respond to these people. Guys, it literally got to the point I didn't want to do it anymore. I mean, I'm just going to be flat out honest with you. I mean, it gets to the point to where you're just tired of just responding and sending information to people. You know, you do 10 today, and then you got to do another 10, 15 tomorrow, then another 10 to 15 the next day, and then you got all this going on, and not to mention all the other marketing things that you got to do. And I was still working at the time, and still had to take care of the kids and all this other kind of stuff. So it months went by, at least, I don't know, 3-4 months, bro. And I was like, man, I got to get an autoresponder. So we had got an autoresponder through another company. This is before Pure Leverage. This is like last year. And I had, before we had got our autoresponder, and then I had it, then I didn't even set it up at first. I had it for like a month and still hadn't set it up. I was still just getting, when people went to my lead capture page, I was just getting the emails in my email inbox individually. So when I finally set it up, then I looked back at all the emails that I was getting before I got my first autoresponder. I'm like, man, it was like thousands of emails, guys, that I can't really follow up with, and I can, but who's going to go through 1,000 emails? I have to, it's going to take some work to get those individuals in my autoresponder. So when you're putting emails into your autoresponder manually, it's a lot of work, guys. And it's tedious. You might as well hire somebody to do it for you, because it's crazy. And so when I say all that to say this, don't do what I did, okay? Because I wish I would have did it right the first time, and because now I see, because it runs perfectly now. My business is running smoothly. It's all automated. If someone goes to my website, they opt in, they'll get an email later on, they get another email a couple of days after that, they'll get another email a couple of days after that. I get responses from those emails all day long, all the time. And a lot of people just sign up. Because a lot of my sign-ups in a lot of different programs the reason they're signing up is this is like their third or fourth or fifth exposure that they've gotten from my autoresponder, and they're thinking it's coming from me personally, but it's coming from an automated machine, right? I made up the messages, but we set it up to where it's building that relationship with those individuals. That's the key, because I don't know if you know this, guys, but I'm gonna let you know something. Anytime someone visits your website, okay, most people, and that's like almost in the high 80s and low 90s, will not sign up on the first exposure. It's just not going to happen. That's just how it is. Doesn't matter if you're selling cars, doesn't matter if you're selling homes, selling insurance, it doesn't matter. People will not purchase on the first exposure, okay? That's where the autoresponder, because it's like, I said this on one call, someone goes to my autoresponder, they're going to get a message, hey, how you doing? It's me, Steve. Hey, just checking on you, see how everything was. 2 days later, hey, it's me again. Hey, just making sure everything is all right. Did you have any questions? A couple days after that, hey, it's me again. So they keep seeing me over and over again. So when they're ready, who do you think they're going to call?
That's right. I remember back in our old days in this industry, they always used to say, hey, the fortune is in the follow-up.
Yeah.
And that follow-up, guys, is critical. And, the autoresponder allows you to stay in contact, stay at the top of that person's mind. So when they get ready to, like you said, get in Pure Leverage, get in Motor Club of America, or buy that next product that you're promoting, the first person they think about is that person that actually stayed in contact with them. And another thing that I was thinking about, Steve, is not only is the power of the autoresponder in broadcasting that series of pre-written messages to stay in contact with the person, but let's say you're up one night. I don't know if this happens to you, but this tends to happen to me sometimes. I'll be up and I'll get that case of insomnia. It'll be about 2 a.m. in the morning, and I get that eureka idea. The little balloon comes up by your head with a light bulb in it, and you have that idea. Well, you can go right and get on your blog, make a little video, show somebody how to do something, or present your idea, and then hop right into your autoresponder and send a broadcast message that goes out immediately to your whole base of subscribers, so that you can direct them to your blog and convey that idea right away. And that's another powerful thing, because let's say something is happening, I mean, in a 30, 40 minutes from now. Well, you want as many people as you possibly can to know that. And I don't know about you guys, but I check my email multiple times a day. So if I see something from someone that I have respect for, I'm gonna jump right in there and pay attention to what they have to say. So just keep that in mind. It's so powerful, folks. It's so powerful.
Yeah, I think, Ro, you hit it right on the head. Is that one thing I learned over the last 12 months was that when you build your list, because AutoResponder is going to help you build your list. Anytime somebody opts into your message or your lead capture page, they're going into your back office, and then you're going to start having a list of people, right?
Right.
And the cool thing is that what your AutoResponder is doing, it's sending out all those messages to that list of people, right? And let's say months down the road, and you want to, like Ro said, you reach the idea or maybe some new program or something that you also do and you want to share it with people. Well, the problem a lot of times people have is that when they're doing different programs, some people do this company on this month and next month they're doing a different totally company and they quit doing that, whatever. Here's the thing. You have a list of people that you build. If you ever start doing other things in the future, even in conjunction with your current opportunities, you don't have to really go look for anybody because you got a list of people already. Now I can speak to that, personally. A lot of people know that we pretty much built our current organization, our current business through Motor Club of America. So when we started creating and building our list through MCA, so when Pure Leverage came out, what do you think happened? You think I went out and started looking for new people? Nope. Right? I had a list of people that already knew who I am. I talk to them regularly. I have conference calls and trainings and all kinds of stuff going on. And I even know a lot of them, right? Mm-hmm. So when Pure Leverage came around, all I had to do was what? Send a few simple emails to all those individuals, and guess what happened? That's what an AutoResponder can do for you. Now, what if I didn't have an AutoResponder? I would have had to search and figure out how to get all those people and email them individually, and the success wouldn't have happened as fast. Right? So save yourself some time, guys. One thing you're definitely going to need is an AutoResponder for your business. And I'm only speaking to the serious people. So if you're serious, if you're really serious about what you're doing and how you see yourself 12 months from now, these are some tools that you're going to need. There's no way around it. I'm not trying to sell you on it. I'm just telling you what I know. I'm not telling you what I heard, what I saw. I'm telling you what I know. And I can speak to it because it happened to me, right? And I can't even imagine right now not having an AutoResponder in my business. I had a lady today email me and said, well, I'm not going to use my Pure Leverage AutoResponder anymore. I'm just going to do it all manually. Manually? Are you kidding me? You just trying to give yourself more work, right? And I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, you're missing the point. The point is to build your list too. You have something that help build your list. When you're doing other things, you don't have to go to anybody. It's almost like I got a small city that I can always email to because of my AutoResponder. Let me say that again. It's almost like I got a small city that I can email information to. That I already got all the emails on a nice long list. All I can do is write one message and boop, and guess what? That message goes out to everybody. You mean to tell me you don't want to have that for your business? Are you kidding me? If this is the person that I hope you're watching this, because I'm telling you guys, and the reason I'm so passionate about it is because I know the power behind it. Don't let other people, don't let those individuals, continue to run circles around your business. You want to focus on the right tools. So I'm sorry, Ro. I just get on a tangent about it, and I just get so excited. And again, the only reason I get so excited is because I've been on the other side.
Right.
to where we didn't have a list, when we didn't have nobody, when we didn't have no money, and I just had to do certain things to get to that point because nobody told me really. Nobody told me all this stuff. Right? I had to kind of learn it on my own and learn the importance of it, and now I understand why a lot of the other top leaders that do teach it all the time. I see the value in it and why it's so important.
Absolutely. And you know, the cool thing about it is if you're serious about this business, let's say if this is your only source of income, it's critical. Okay? It's absolutely critical. If you're part-time and you're doing something else as your primary moneymaker and you're building the system on a part-time basis, you also need to treat it as a business. You want to have that option available to you. Let's say something does happen to your primary employment. You want to be able to hit the ground running. Let's say you all of a sudden you want to do Pure Leverage on a full-time basis, or you want to do Motor Club of America or Empower Network or any other opportunity. You want to hit the ground running. If you have these tools like an autoresponder and you formulate a plan of how you want, you got your plan of attack, you know how you want to get it going, well, you have your audience right there. All you have to do is formulate your plan, formulate your tips, formulate that value in the messages that you're going to send out, and you already have a method to go ahead and get started. I mean, it's absolutely, like you said, Steve, it's absolutely critical. I mean, I don't, you know, you don't want to stress yourself out like that by doing it any other way.
I know, because when she said manual, I was like, man, I knew. You know, I tried to do. I tried to do it. Remember I said before, I tried to do it all manually. I was like, man, it's too much work. I stopped doing it. I stopped replying to people. People go through my little system. I didn't send them no emails. I didn't send them no follow-ups because it was just too many people and it was just too much work. I had too much other things to do other than sit here and respond to people and say, hey, did you see my website? What did you like about it? You know, no, that's too much work. Too much work.
And Steve, while you're talking about, let me ask you this question. And you can speak from this because this is where you're at right now. As a business owner who is doing this on a full-time basis, how important is it for you to take time away and know that your business is still functioning without you being on the phone or being attached by the hip to your laptop? How important is that, you know, to have the right tools to be able to do that?
Man, that's a good question. Let me tell you. In the beginning, it was hard because, you know, we were always on the computer, always on the phone, and the way that we had it structured in the beginning, this is like last summer, last fall in MCA, and it was a lot of work. I mean, I was tied to the phone all day long, right, and tied to emailing people all day long, and it was too much work. I mean, we really didn't have a lot of time to do a lot of things, so we were kind of a slave to it. So when I started I said I need to automate this a little bit. This is too much. You know, I need to automate this. So we started looking at autoresponders, and I even knew about them before, but you know, you're new to the game. You know, you're just going with the motions, right? You know, you don't know. You're just learning. So when I started looking at those things and started implementing more automated systems, you know, it made a difference. So right now, I love it. I mean, you know, when we have people come in and visit, when we want to do different things with the family, it really feels good to, you know, to know, hey, my business is still running. You know, somebody goes to my lead capture page, guess what? They're going to get an email right then, boom, just like that, saying, hey, you know, thanks for looking at my website, you know, whatever. You got any questions here, you know, you can hit me up here. It just gives them all the information. All my videos are doing all the explanations and everything for me. You know, and this is all stuff that I set up, and this is all stuff that I'm copying other people. I didn't make this stuff up, guys. I'm just a big-time copycat. I look at what other people are doing, and I copy it. And you need to do the same, you know. And so really to have a business that truly automated, you know, it's amazing. I mean, I never really looked at it like we would have that ability to really do that. A lot of people say, I want to be in business, I own a business. A lot of traditional businesses, it's a lot of work. A lot of people are slave to their businesses. You know, I remember, you know, years ago, you know, I used to cut hair before my hair fell out, but Nothing professionally, but you know, people say, man, you gotta be a barber, you know, whatever. And not to knock any barbers or anything like that, because you guys are awesome. And but I know me, I really didn't want to do that because I felt like I would always have to be, you know, cutting hair all the time, and that's fine because a lot of people love it. I got one of my best friends, he's a barber, and he loves it to death and everything. I just did it because it was just something I just learned to do, you know. And but I didn't really want to be, I didn't want to have a business to where I was, you know, I always had to be there. So I love having a business. So if we wanted to take the next week off, we can. Matter of fact, you know, my daughter's graduating high school, so we got family flying in later this week, and so I already know for the next 4 or 5 days we're going to be tied up with all that stuff. You know, taking them here, doing this, because you know, some of them have never been to Las Vegas and this, that, and the other thing. So we're going to be doing all kinds of things. And guess what? I don't have to really worry about being on my computer all day long or being on the phone or be responding to a ton of emails because a lot of that stuff is automated right now. And that's how you want to do your business, guys. You don't want to, stretch yourself to where you just don't have time. I understand a lot of times you're new, you don't have, the funds to do this or do that, and that's fine. We don't know what your situation might be, but just plan on it. Because I know sometimes people have spent their last dime to get involved in a program. But what you want to do, if you got an extra $10, $20, you want to invest back into your business. What most people do, this is what most people do. Talking to you, right? Most people, when they get paid their first time, they spend the money. That's just how it is. I put so much money back into my business, it's ridiculous, but because that's what helps keep it going, right? And even in the beginning, when I didn't have a lot of money, what was I spending a lot of time? See, a lot of people won't spend the time or the money. They wonder why their business isn't going any faster. I'm just gonna keep it real, guys. Some of you are not spending the right amount of time in the right places. Some of you are, because I see the numbers. Some of you are doing the thing. Some of you are doing more than what we're doing. Like, wow, they just came out of nowhere and just gone.
Awesome.
So, I mean, I'm not talking to those guys. You already understand. I'm preaching to the choir to you. You already know what I'm talking about. But for those that are new and don't understand business, these are some of the things that you're going to have to plan on if you want to get those levels of success. Now, success means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. My level of success might not be the same as your level of success, but if it's for most people, when I ask that question, what is your end result? You want to make a lot of money in your program, in your company, in your business, MCA, Pure Leverage, Empire, whatever? Or do you just want to make just a little bit just to get by? I've never heard anybody say, I just want to make a little bit just to get by. I've never heard it. I've never heard it. Now, unless they just didn't speak up and say, yeah, I just want to make a couple $100, ultimately, I just want to make a couple $100 a month or whatever. Everybody I ask that you says, hey, I just want to be financially independent, right? With that, there's going to be some things that you're going to have to do, right? So for those that are saying, I'm in this program, I'm in MCA, I'm in, Empower, I'm in this or whatever. I don't need no autoresponder right now. Okay. Guess what? A lot of your people you're marketing to, I'm marketing to them as well. And guess what? I'm going to keep hitting them up every other day.
Yep.
Automatically, where you probably won't. And I'm going to do it while I'm asleep. I'm going to do it while I'm at the park. I'm going to do it while I'm at the grocery store. I'm going to do it while I'm out on the strip. I'm going to do it all the time, right? And that's why I tell people, stop letting other marketers have the edge over you. You got to stop it, guys. You got to stop. Now, I'm not talking to everybody because, we have a lot of people that are part of Pure Leverage, and they understand this. And for those that already have it that's watching this video, you understand, so kudos to you because you're taking a stand on your business saying, hey, I know in the business world, it's very competitive. I want to make sure that I'm competitive and I have all the tools in line so I can stay competitive. right? So, but for those, I don't need none of that stuff. I'll be all right. Okay. Yeah. Good luck. We'll see you at the end. We'll see you at the finish line. You know, I'm just, hey guys, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just being real. And I'm speaking from the heart because I've been there. Okay. I haven't always been in this position, right? There was a time, you know, Ro, we've been knowing each other for years. We met on the job.
Right.
Right. So
that's
so
right.
we have not, you know, we haven't always been in this position, guys. So I'm speaking from experience. Okay. I'm not trying to sell you on anything. I'm just trying to speak. And so that was just something that was, because I get emails like that from every now and then, and every now and then I get an email, well, I don't think I need that. I really don't, I don't see the purpose of really just having it. Sounded good, but I don't think I need it. You really don't understand. So I wanted to clarify. Ro clarified it as well. I'm clarifying it and just letting you guys know. If you can, you need to take advantage of those tools and keep using them and implement them correctly. We'll be having a lot of training showing you how to do different things, even with your autoresponders and all that stuff, right? So you need to stick with us, right? And go from there. If you don't have an autoresponder through Pure Leverage, click on the link right below here, okay? You'll see it somewhere near the description or whatever, so just click on that link. That'll get you signed up so you can go ahead and start getting your autoresponder. We got some videos to show you how to get it all set up. They got a lot of stuff in the back office too on Pure Leverage to show you and walk you through a lot of that. And we're going to be doing a lot of different things with that as well, guys. But I just want to make sure that everybody has the right tools. Hey guys, a lot of marketers won't teach you this stuff.
That's right. That's right. You gotta go get it. You gotta go get it.
A lot of marketers won't teach you this. They won't give you these tools and say this is what you need to do, because they won't teach you this because that's what they're doing, and they want to continue to have that dominance over your marketplace. I'm just keeping it real, guys. A lot of them won't teach you this stuff. We're teaching it, saying, hey, because there's I believe it, Ro believes it. There's enough people for everybody.
Yep.
You never run out of people.
And there's one last thing that I'd like to talk about real quick, and then we can cut this off if you want to.
Cool.
But I remember back in the day, Steve, I used to spend a lot of time training as a hobby. I would train in the martial arts, and they would talk about being a champion, and being a champion in anything that you do. It requires the skills. Okay. It requires the skills. It requires a certain amount of commitment. It requires talent, okay, but not so much as the effort that you're willing to put towards accomplishing your goal. And also I remember in Taekwondo, one of the tenets was indomitable spirit. And that word indomitable meant that you didn't let a setback defeat you. Just because, okay, yeah, you got through round one and you scored 0 and your opponent has scored 3 or 4 points already, or judges that have him ahead, doesn't mean that you give up and you don't show up for round number 2. You keep going. Just because you run into a snag, let's say you go ahead and you get your autoresponder and you can't figure out how to work a certain part of it. That doesn't mean that you stop. That doesn't mean that you just throw up your hands and say, "Oh, none of this stuff works for me." Oh, come on now. You have to have the right attitude to where, oh, I'm gonna figure this out. I may not get it right now. It may take me a couple of hours of trial and error, but I'm committed to making this happen. So I'm gonna find out how this works. I don't care if I have to call somebody. I'm going to find out how this works. And that is the right attitude. That's the commitment that you have to have in order to make this happen, or any goal for that matter. I don't care if it's losing weight. I don't care if it's making extra income. I don't care if it's winning a tournament. Folks, you have to have that never say die attitude, folks. You can't let the small things stop you. and okay, I'm gonna get off my soapbox, Steve, but I just have to say it because it's an epidemic, almost as big as a shiny object epidemic is out there online right now. People see the next new biggest thing that gets promoted, and now they think that's the new deal. But yeah. I think more important than anything is to make a decision about what you want, go for it, and don't let the small stuff stop you, folks. That you got to have that heart of a champion if you're gonna win. You can't quit. You can't quit and hit your goal, folks. That's just the way it works.
That's right. Hey, bro, man, I mean, you hit it right on the head, man. I mean, that having that right attitude, no matter what happens, because I'm gonna tell you guys, there's gonna be some times where you're gonna be trying to figure something out and it's not gonna be working for you. You're gonna want to quit, but you can't. You got to keep going. You got to want. Now, I know Ro and myself. Now we're individuals that, and I can really speak for myself. Is that if I come across something that I can't figure out, I'm going to figure it out. I might not be able to do it today or even this week or even this month. I'm going to figure it out, right? Because I don't like being whooped. I don't like getting whoopings, right? Especially from no machine,
Right.
Right. I'm not going to do that, right? I'm going to figure it out, and guess what? We always do. We always do, right? It might have took some time, but we always do, and then we're glad that we did because we learned something. So, I think Ro hit it right on the head, especially closing out today's webinar, is that don't quit, guys. There's going to be a lot of snags in the road in any business that you do. Any business, okay? Traditional or home-based, okay? There's going to be tons of snags, things come up. We used to work for one of the largest wireless carriers in the country. I think, Ro, you still working for Verizon. Well, I used to work for T-Mobile.
Right.
Guys, if you didn't, every company got problems. We got problems. Matter of fact, our department was nothing but problems. It was technical support. Things weren't working right. They had to call somebody and fix the issue, right? Guess what, guys? These aren't, I think Eric Worre, one of my mentors, said it best. Network marketing, home-based business, and affiliate marketing, it's not perfect, but it's better.
Right.
Okay? It's not perfect, but it's better than just working a job for 40+ years. Okay? Because you can make a lot more if you have the right mindset and you put the right effort to really make your dreams come true. So that's all we got. Ro, you got anything you want to close out with?
You got it, sir. Hey, we don't see you guys at the top. We'll see you over the top. I'm just excited for where we're going, what our team is doing, and some of the stories that's going to come out from people seeing the right information and taking the right action, folks. So I love it, and I'll see you guys next time.
Cool. Hey, guys, remember, click on the link below. If you don't have your Pure Leverage autoresponder, just click the link below. That'll get you all set up, and we'll see you guys next week. And Self-Made Empire is on the move, guys, and we look forward to all the successes that are about to happen over the next several months. And with that, guys, have a blessed evening, and we'll see you guys over the top.
That's right.
Have a good one, guys.
Click the link.